Hi, it's Chris. In this video, we're going to show you how to remove and install the inlet valve on your LG dishwasher. So replacing the inlet valve on your dishwasher is actually quite easy to do. And you only need a few basic tools, and it doesn't take very long. Keep in mind if your machine needs to be repaired, it's usually simple enough to do it yourself. Visit PartSelect.com, enter your model number, and quickly find and order the part you need. So one of the things you may be noticing with your dishwasher that's going to lead you to have to replace that inlet valve is poor washability. Either it's not taking in any water, it's taking in too much water, or perhaps it's actually leaking some water on the floor. So in order to replace this part, as in today's most modern machines, to do it you're going to have to actually remove the dishwasher from the opening, which means you're going to have to turn off your power, turn off your water supply, and disconnect your drain. Disconnect it where it's attached to your counter, and then slide the dishwasher out and actually lay it on its back. And now we can see where our inlet valve attaches to the dishwasher. So it's pretty easy to do, but if you do need a little bit of guidance, you can always check out our other installation videos. So the first thing we're going to want to do is disconnect our water line. You already have it disconnected where it went underneath the sink, but now that we're going to change the valve, we need to remove it here. Now there may be a little bit of water left in this hose or at the end of the valve here, so just be prepared. You may want to put a cloth down or something just to catch any water that does drip out. And you can just set your water line to one side. Now that we have our water line removed, remove the two screws that hold the valve in place. So now that we have those two screws removed, it now allows us to be able to manipulate the valve to lift it out of its position, slide it back, put a little pressure on this plate so we can slip that valve down inside the machine like that. So now I'm just going to position that valve down underneath this drain hose and bring it out to the side. So the next thing we want to do is remove the electrical harness from the valve. So it's just a push-on style connector. So we're just going to take a hold of that and then just wiggle the valve and apply a little pressure and pull that connector right off. So the next thing we want to do now that we have the valve out is to remove this hose here from the valve. This is the hose that runs from the valve up to the case brake and then eventually allows the water to enter into the dishwasher tub. So we're just going to take a pair of pliers. Either channel locks or just regular pliers will work. You're just going to squeeze that clamp and then just work it down the hose. And just a matter of hanging onto the hose and pulling it off the valve. It's a pretty tight fit, but it just requires a little gentle pressure. You can just wiggle the valve a little bit, makes it easier, and there'll be a little bit of water come out of there. And that's how easy it is to remove the inlet valve from your LG dishwasher. So to install your new valve into your LG dishwasher, it's very easy. Find the hose that connects from the valve to the case brake assembly and make that connection. So we're just going to push that rubber hose onto the end of the valve. Push it on all the way until it comes up nice and tight to the housing. And then we just need to slide our clamp down the hose, taking our pliers. We're going to give that clamp a little squeeze and just bring it up and there. So that hose is attached. So now we're just going to position our valve back into place and hook up our electrical connection next. Now this style of connector can be put on either way, this way, or you can twist it, put it the other way. It doesn't matter. Both terminals are the same. It can go on either way and it'll work just fine. Push it all the way on. And now our next step is to maneuver the valve into position to secure it to the chassis. So I'm just going to move the valve in. I'm going to come underneath that drain hose. Okay, so I'm just going to bring that valve up on an angle. Apply a little pressure to that plate to lift it out of the way. Rotate my valve. Slide it into place. And with the valve in place, I just need to put the two screws back in. So now that we have the valve in place, the next thing we're going to do is reconnect our water supply line. Take our wrench and tighten that up. Now that we've made that connection, we can stand our dishwasher up, slide it back in towards the opening, hook up our electrical, run our plumbing lines back through underneath the cabinet, and hook up our dishwasher. And if you're not familiar with that, we do have a great video that'll show you how step by step. And that's how easy it is to change the inlet valve on your LG dishwasher.